Good morning, team. This is Jody back at you with a few tips today on overcoming objections. And I just want to give you guys a few tips and a framework, a couple different frameworks to think through as you're talking with people, as you're sharing your journey, as you're sharing about the products and the business of Plexus. And one of those frameworks is going to be called the Shield of Confidence, and the other is the Feel, Felt, Found method. And I have found them both very, very effective for my own self as I'm processing through these things, as I'm helping to share with other people so that they can overcome maybe misconceptions or objections or obstacles that they have in their own life in thinking about starting Plexus. So we are going to start with the Shield of Confidence first, and I'm going to share my screen so you can see this graphic that I have for it and walk through it. But also, I just want to say again, do not get caught up in the mindset that we are here to convince people or that we're selling them something. We are not. We are here to educate. We're here to share our experience. No one can argue with our own personal experience, to share great information about the ingredients, what gut health does for people. There is so much research out there. This is not just us saying this. There is a whole medical field saying these things. So I want you guys to know that. And what we're doing is inviting people along, okay? We're inviting them to try these out, and if they don't want to, that is okay. So I'm gonna give you hopefully some very helpful things to think through as we are processing other people's objections, and so that you don't have this major fear. This is totally normal, and we're gonna be engaging in these conversations and should be engaging with them. Don't be afraid of them, okay? So I am going to share my screen here so you can see what I'm talking about. Okay, so this right here is the Plexus Shield of Confidence. And I first heard about this a long time ago, and it was really helpful for me personally. So where we're gonna start with this is right in the middle, okay? So we're gonna start with your story plus 2 more. And this isn't something that we're gonna go on and on about for 10 minutes. This is like 2 minutes, you guys. And even if you've just ordered your products and you're like, but I know if they do what they say they're going to do, which they do, I know that my mom and my sister and my best friend, they all need this. So I'm going to invite them. So you can even say, look, I am looking forward to it giving me more energy, not being addicted to caffeine, not being so dang moody all day long with my kids. And I know that you could use it for these reasons. It did that for my friend. Join me. Even if you don't have a testimony yet, you will, and you can start there, okay? So don't tell me because you haven't started, you don't have a big testimony that you can't start there, because you have a starting point and you can invite people to try it with you. And then 2 more stories. Oftentimes I'll think of a story that relates to them specifically, but have a couple stories and testimonies memorized quickly. I will often say, you know, my friend Kelly, she was training for marathon. She took some supplements. She worked out all the time. She told me she was healthy. You know what she found after 6 weeks of these products? She was sleeping through the night. She wasn't craving candy and junk food at night, and her times improved drastically in her training. Okay, so there's another testimony. I have another friend who doesn't have debilitating anxiety or depression anymore thanks to these products. Okay, so we start there. Start in the middle with a couple of testimonies and your personal story. I always tell people we have a 60-day money back guarantee, you guys. Our company is so great about providing that. They have so much faith in our products, and literally 2% of the people use this. Okay, and the majority of the time it's because they weren't convinced it was going to work anyways. They weren't willing to put in the time and the consistency to allow these products to work. But I tell people, you have nothing to lose. We have a 60-day money back guarantee, and that is incredible. Okay, then we move to, you know, our products, they are backed by scientific evidence behind every ingredient. If you were to go to a website like PubMed, which is very good, legit, sound medical things on that website, it's not like just throwing it in Google and hoping for the best. There are websites that have legit medical scientific evidence, okay? And that is one of them. Every single ingredient has scientific evidence behind it, and there are clinical studies behind our products, and there is also a board of directors, you guys, that is filled with people who are medical professionals and scientists, okay? So our ingredients are legit. They're, again, going back to testimonies, more stories from third parties, you know, like someone other than you sharing with your friend. There's a few different Facebook groups. One of them is Testimonies by Blessed. If you go there and you put in the search bar any kind of health thing, a story is going to be pulled up. You can copy and paste that. You can tag your friend in there, put them in a 3-way chat with any of us on the team, with a story that would inspire and encourage them. We need to use those. They are very powerful. And then again, going back to the company, Plexus is continuing to grow. You guys, a couple years ago alone, it grew 16,000%. Like, that's astonishing. We are on our way to becoming a legacy company, and we're continuing to grow. We've been in Success Magazine at least twice, Inc. Magazine. We're at the top of the list of growing companies. So we can share those things with people, but I will say again, don't get too distracted or bogged down in the details, the ingredients. We do have those resources for people who are really, really detail-oriented. They want all of the facts, but we do want to stick to this. Keep it simple. Most of the time, this is all people want to know, okay? They're safe, they're effective, and it also is very affordable. If you have had any health issues, you're going to know that this is affordable and this is good for your health. Okay, so I'm going to stop this share because that is the shield of confidence. So I hope that's helpful. Okay, next we're going to talk about the feel, felt, found method. Okay, you guys, we want people to know that, yep, I get it. People, you are skeptical. Yep, you're fearful of this. You have this objection. We want to be empathetic and let people know that, yes, I hear that. I hear what you're saying. Okay, so we don't want to be defensive. We want to be empathetic and say, yep, I get it. And so I am going to give a couple examples of the feel, felt, found. So here is one for cost objection. You guys, I had this. When I started, I was in full-time ministry. We were blowing our budget every single month on medical expenses and specifically my healthcare costs. So I didn't have any extra room. Okay. So I will start out and say, I totally resonate with that feeling. I felt the exact same way when I started. It was not in my budget. We just didn't have the room. But what I found was that I was willing to give it that 90 days. I committed, I went all in. And what I found is that I've actually been saving thousands and thousands of dollars for us a month, but over the course of the year, because we're not sick at the doctor all the time. My kids are the healthiest they've ever been. I was able to go off of medications within 4 months. I'm not spending money on junk food that we're craving. We rarely go out to eat. I mean, we're saving money every single month thanks to these products. And because I share them with people, they're actually paid for. So now I also have a paycheck. So that is what I will share with people for that. There are many different ways you can go about that, but feel, felt, and this is what I found. Okay, here's another one I hear all of the time. I don't want to sell anything. I don't want to sell Plexus. Don't ask me to sell anything. And I say, awesome. I felt exactly the same way. And I will tell you that I don't like salespeople, and I don't want you to be a salesperson either. That is never what we want. And I have found that as I've shared my story, just by sharing what the products have done, what people have seen is that, oh my goodness, I need that too, just by me sharing my experience. And so then they also wanted these products, and it's in turn helped people. So I'm not selling them anything. I invite them in to try these products and see what it can do for them. And I found that it has been so natural and so simple because I always share about things that I love and that are working. For example, I love my coffee shop down the way. I'm actually going to make a post about it today. I love them. I love the woman who owns it, and I share about it with my friends. I would tell everyone to go there. Do I get a commission for doing that? Nope, I don't. But it brings me joy to tell people about things that I love. We are all network marketers, whether we want to admit it or not. We're constantly sharing about things that we love and that are working for us. And that is a gift to our friends. So there again is an example of the feel, felt, found. Yep, I get it. I felt that way too, but here's what I have found. So again, just remember that we are not here to convince people of anything. We don't want to be argumentative. We want to present the opportunity and give people a chance to say yes or no to this amazing journey. And it is a legitimate way to do that. So we just want to be sharing authentically with people, sharing our story, educating, and inviting people along. If you guys have any questions about any of this, please reach out and let us know. Thanks so much.